Hello guys, how are you doing? Today I want to talk about depression, and I know that I already have a video about it, but I have some new information and some new experience that I have had since then, so I decided to talk about it a little bit more. So as some of you may know, I was struggling with depression for a really long time, and then I was put on SSRIs for the last year, and I went off the antidepressants this autumn, in the end of the summer, and then I became spiraling back into depression yet again. And now I was put back on a supporting dose of an SSRI antidepressant. So I am feeling so much better right now, and I just wanted to talk to you about the necessity of medication in some cases, and about how depression feels like, and the alarming signals that you can experience, so that you know what is going on. And of course, I understand that I am not a specialist, I'm not a psychologist, but I can speak from my own experience, and of course everybody has it different, so everybody's experience would be different, but I will just share mine and maybe it helps you in some way. So before I was put on the SSRIs for the first time in my life, I think that I was more or less depressed for about 15 years or something, like for the most part of my life, which is really sad to be honest, but this is the way it is. And I thought that all right, last year I was going through a really rough time, and I probably would kill myself if it was not for the antidepressants, and so I was kind of eager to do anything that would prevent me from going absolutely insane and killing myself one day. But then I thought, all right, I don't want to be on medication for the rest of my life, because SSRIs do have some side effects, and although I'm on quite a low dose, especially right now, still, I mean, there are some things that I don't like about it, and I didn't want to be dependent on a substance, so I decided to quit them, and I talked about it to my doctor, of course. So I agreed with her on the rate that I would be lowering down the amount of the antidepressant medication, and we agreed about the way that I will quit it, because you cannot quit SSRIs cold turkey. And after I quit, I experienced some withdrawal symptoms anyway, even though I was doing everything really carefully and under supervision, but still. So I experienced withdrawal for about 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, and then I realized that I was feeling worse and worse, until one day I just realized that I was back into depression. And it was really sad, because my thought pattern entirely changed. I went through 1 year of quite intensive cognitive behavioral therapy, so it basically fixes your thought patterns, and I totally know how I should think and what I should feel in certain situations, and I definitely know the reasons behind the feelings that I experience. But unfortunately, it was not enough to keep me away from depression, and I just want to say that I don't see it anymore, because I really used to, as a sign of weakness or not being able to cope with life, because sometimes you know everything and you are prepared for everything, but still your brain doesn't produce the amount of hormone that you need in order to feel good. Or for example, if you are a diabetic and your body doesn't produce enough insulin, you would take supplements and you would take medication in order to fix this. And now I see mental health the same way. So if your brain doesn't produce enough hormones in order for you to be happy in life and not want to kill yourself, or like not be able to wake up in the morning, then if you've got to support your body, you've got to do it, because otherwise your life quality will really suck. And just to explain how you feel when you are depressed, because now I kind of have this like third person perspective on this, so I can look on myself from the side and just see what kind of I'm going through and why it is happening like this. So first of all, it takes an immense amount of energy just to wake up in the morning, just to get ready and go to work. And it really, like, nothing brings you joy. It feels like you are under a blanket or like under a huge brick that just weighs you down and doesn't allow you to do the activities that you regularly enjoy and that you used to love before. For example, I love meeting new people and I love hanging out with other people, but when I am in depression or when I'm depressed, I really just cannot be bothered. I had troubles coming to work in time because I was just so tired all the time, and I really had to like gather all of my energy in order to go through another day and smile and pretend like everything is all right, because I don't want to be the person who complains about their mental health a lot, although I do tell my closest friends about how I really feel and what is going on in my life, just in case, so that like people are alert and they know that something is going on. So I really felt like I needed so much more energy to do just literally the simplest things, and I would just lay down on the floor for the entire evening because I didn't have any energy to do anything else. I was not creative at all. I didn't have enough power to go out with friends, and I would cancel appointments and just reject some offers just because I didn't feel like hanging out around people. And now that I'm back on the antidepressants, it was kind of a downward spiral at first. So I think that when you start taking your antidepressants, your body first goes into the mode of like, oh my god, there is too much serotonin in my system, and you kind of stop producing it yourself. But then with time, your receptors that are responsible for the serotonin in your brain are more adapted to the new situation, and they start producing more of their own serotonin, and then you kind of start feeling better and building up from there. So in almost every SSRI, they write down that one of the side effects can be increased suicidal ideation, and I now understand why this is happening, because it feels like you're feeling better although you are taking the medication that you were supposed to take. And so it just feels like everything is failing you and that like the world is against you. So I think that, yeah, it is understandable, but if you are just starting taking your SSRIs, hang on, because it gets better. Now that I am back on the SSRIs for like 2 weeks already, I feel so much better. I don't feel this hole in my chest all the time. I really have way more energy and I am way more happy as a person just on a regular everyday basis. So I do have this like feeling of inner joy, or just being able to be happy about the weather, or I don't know, excited about stuff and really enjoy stuff and not cry every day in the morning. So I guess the point of this video overall is just to share with you that there might be people that are depressed that you know and you're friends with, and you don't even know what they're going through. Second of all, if you are depressed, then please go and seek help, because I am all for positive thinking and searching for inner happiness, but sometimes when your brain doesn't cooperate and when your brain doesn't produce enough hormones that are needed for you to feel good about life and yourself and just feel good in general, then you gotta help it. And there is no shame in that. There is no shame in taking medication. And I think that it's really important to know that if you need help, you should get it, and you can get it, and you can feel better. And there are so many causes for depression. It can be a death or a breakup, or it can be anything. It can just be purely biological with no apparent reason from the outside. It can be the job that you don't like. It doesn't matter how big or small, but if you are depressed and you don't even know the reason for it, or if the reason doesn't seem valid enough for you, doesn't matter, because still, if you feel this bad, you have to honor it and you have to take care of yourself. And I encourage each and everyone to be kinder to themselves and to each other, of course. So I will end it here, and I thank you so much for watching, you guys. I will see you in the next video, and be nice humans. Goodbye.